Adjective versus adverb. This is another topic where most of the time we have observed our students, they get confused. I don't have any idea why that's so, though the differences are quite clear, but even though we are going to discuss in this video, and hopefully after watching this video, you will be able to differentiate in between these two terms very easily. These are in fact two parts of speech. Now let's check. Adverb versus adjectives. First and most thing on adverb, I have already prepared many videos and those have been uploaded. If you want to observe, if you want to watch, you can watch those. But if we talk about the adverb versus adjective, so it's a very good opportunity for yourself to go through it. Adverb modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Again, adverb, when we talk about adverbs, adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. On the other hand, adjectives modify noun and pronoun. So when we talk about adjectives, these are basically adjectives are the modifying words of nouns and pronouns. On the other hand, adverb is all about verbs, adjectives, and adverbs and other adverbs. Now let's see. He speaks politely. If you focus here, if I ask how he speaks, you are basically trying to know about his speaking skills or the way in which he speaks. So here, politely, he speaks. How does he speak? He speaks politely. This politely is basically what? It is adverb as it is modifying to whom to speak. Then Smith is very smart. If I ask, what is the quality of Smith? That he is smart. Smart is adjective. And if I talk about that, its intensity level, so we can say Smith is very smart. So here adjective has been described by adverb. And what is adverb here? Very. Then John speaks very politely. John speaks very politely. In the first sentence, we have written he speaks politely. Here in the third sentence, we have written John speaks very politely. So John speaks. How does he speak? He speaks politely. Politely is adverb. And when we talk about that, we want to know more the level of politeness. So then very is basically modifying politely, and politely is adverb which has been modified by another adverb. And what is that another adverb? Very. So here you can see adverb can modify verb, adjective, or another adverb. Here the three examples are in front of you. If you want to know more, you can watch my other videos. Those have already been uploaded related to adverb. Now let's check. If we talk about adjectives, as we have already discussed, that adjectives modify nouns and pronouns. So here it is a smart device. It is a smart device. Device is what? A noun. Which type of device? Smart. This smart is what? Adjective, and which is modifying a noun, and noun is device. We have enjoyed a yummy meal. Okay, if we ask, what have you enjoyed? So you have enjoyed what? A yummy meal. Meal is what? Meal is in fact, meal is noun. And which type of meal? Yummy. Yummy is basically describing the meal, and meal is noun. So here it has been proven that adjectives is basically modifying noun or pronoun. Then next, adverbs generally come after noun or verb? We will check this and we will try to prove this. Adjectives come before noun. So when we talk about adjectives as they describe nouns, so they come before noun. And when we talk about adverb, they generally come after noun and verb. We have mentioned both. Why these two? Because we know that adverb has no its any specific position. It can change its position as it can change its position. So according to that, we can go through different examples of its position. If you look at this slide, adjective first. In the first column, we have mentioned adjectives. Happy kids, smooth rock, good night, efficient workers, casual dress, quick meeting, hopeful children, real butter. The part which is highlighted, that is basically adjective, and the next part which is not highlighted, like kids, rock, night, workers, dress, etc. These all are what? These all are nouns. So adjective generally. Adjective generally plays before noun. On the other hand, when we talk about adverb, here playing happily, running smoothly, eating well, working efficiently, dressing casually, talking quickly, waiting hopefully, really hot. Now here then the last example, it is bit different. Now, playing happily. What is this? Playing, running, eating, working. These all are the examples of what? These all are the examples of verb. And you can see that after these all, happily, smoothly, well, except the last miscellaneous example, we will discuss it later on. So here these have been used after verb. In the last example basically relates to what? It relates to the example of adverb. Here in the last example, really hot, hot is adjective. And when we talk about adjective, when adverb modifies an adjective, so in that situation, it generally used before adjective. Then next thing, which we have to prove adverb position. You can see even in the last slide, the last example, really hot, it is proving that adverbs, it switches its position. Now see if adverbs position we talk about after noun. For instance, here, John often eats vegetarian food. John often eats. Here you can see it is used after John. And what is John? John is noun and it is used before verb, right? Eats. Then next example, David never drinks milk. David noun and after noun never. And after never we can easily observe the verb drinks is used. Position has been changed. Then the last example, Smith usually visits me on weekdays. Now here, Smith again noun, and after noun, we have found the example of adverb. If you overall look at these all examples, these three examples are the example of adverb of frequency. So if you have adverb of frequency, it is usually used. It is usually used, generally used before verb and after noun. If you look at its position, so it depends which type of adverb you are using. It depends on its form, its kind, and according to kind, you basically adjust your adverb. But usually, when we talk about, we have gone through the previous slide. So usually we have observed it is used after the verb, but again, it depends on the kind of adverb. Then our third pointer, adverbs generally answer the questions how, when, where, what, and why, even how often and at what extent. These are also the part of adverbs, and adverbs usually give us the answer of these questions. Again, I repeat, how, when, where, what, why, how often, and at what extent. Then adjective, when we talk about adjective generally, we are not asking this specifically, but generally answer questions like which, what, kind of, and how many. Generally, adjectives give the answer of these type of questions. For instance, if I give you the example, he speaks politely. How does he speak? He speaks politely. So here you can see it is giving the answer of how. He usually visits me. How often? Usually. Always. You can use such type of words. Then Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Where? On a wall. Where? On a wall. Then it is a smart device. Which type of device? Device is noun. And here device is noun. Noun has been described by what? Adjective. So here you can see the question tone has been changed. Which type? Then they have 3 kids. How many? 3. So here you can see in the first 3 example how often, where. These are basically what? These are adverbs. And if I talk about these, it is a smart device. They have 3 kids. So here it is giving you the answer. Last 2 sentences are the example of adjectives. As these are giving you the answers of which type, how many. So it has been proven that basically when we talk about adjectives modify or describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverb. On the other hand, when we talk about an adjective, these basically modify noun or a pronoun. Adverbs gives you the answer of how often, why, where, when, at what extent. On the other hand, when we talk about adjective, this gives you the answer of which type, what kind of, or how many. These are the easiest clue to memorize, to understand the difference between adverb and adjective. One last thing which we want to add, adverbs describe verbs and adjectives, as we have discussed. To form regular adverbs, usually we add, or usually it has been added ly to most adjectives. Words ending in y change to illy. So angry, angrily, bad, badly, brave, bravely, careful, carefully, easy, easily, happy, happily, immediate, immediately, nervous, nervously, polite, politely, quick, quickly, quiet, quietly, slow, slowly, tired, tiredly. But one most important thing, it usually happens in the case of adjectives when we convert adjectives into adverb, but it is not necessary. It is not compulsorily that whenever you will see that ly is somewhere, ly is always not the indication of adverb. Sometimes ly ending words are, sometimes these are adjective as well. So don't get confused, and you need to be very observant about it. Thank you. Thank you from my side, and hopefully this difference is clear now, and you will not face any sort of problem anymore.